compete, who aren't afraid of competition. It brings out the best of you. And then the good thing about the competition is no one is afraid to help the next man. So I think that's what I love the most about not just the room, but this group in general, to be able to help each other one by one, ask questions to the defense, ask questions to the offense, what they're looking for, how to get better. So the competition just brings everybody up.
Vic, whenever he's moving Cooper around, he's talking about how, in the genesis of that, it might be how those positions at safety and corner work out for themselves. Do you take that as that you need to prove to yourself and to Vic that you need to be on the field full time?
Repeat the first part.
With Cooper playing safety or corner?
Okay. I think it just gives everybody an opportunity to show what they can do, regardless of who's where and who and what's what. You never know where they may actually go, and that's the great thing about football. They always say the best ability is availability. So wherever it is you can play and where you can be, you just want to be able to go out there and showcase. And when they give you tools or coaching points at one position, everybody should be writing them down, and we all do, because you never know. They might say, all right, ask you a question about it, or just throw you out there, see if you've been listening, and see if you're prepared. And you might not get those physical reps, but mentally, if you can get those and go out there and show them on the film, it'll help you out a lot.
How do you approach your role specifically as a veteran guy in a young cornerback room, but you also have that significant competition you were just talking about?
I done been through every phase in life already. You know what I mean? I done started, I done went in the first round, started, I done went and had to only play third downs, come off the bench and not be there. So to be at the top and to be at the bottom is one of the things that I appreciate that the Lord has let me see, So I think having those experiences and then being able to talk to the guys so they don't get discouraged, because I done been there before, and just being that extra voice or whatever it may be to reassure them. And I only do it when they need and they ask me to, because at the end of the day, I know when I was young and I had the older guys talking to me, that went through one ear and out the other, but it retained, because now when I'm older and I go through it and I experience it, I'm able to, each one teach one, as they say, and be able to pass that along to them. So I think that's helpful, just to keep working on my game and keep learning from them guys, because they do a lot of things that I appreciate and that I like, and I tell them every day after we finish, I appreciate y'all regardless of what's going on. Because you never know how many of these you get, and you never know how your opportunity may be. So you just got to be in that moment, be where your feet are, and appreciate everything.
Is defense different than any you've been around in terms of the way it goes about its business?
I think every defense that I've played for has always been different. And one thing I would say will be different is just Vic and his demeanor, and how he talks and how he approaches the game. And you can tell that he is very respectable. And the only thing that I could probably be related to would be when I was in Tennessee my first year with Dick LeBeau, and having that, that guy up there, and that that's Dick LeBeau. And then when he speaks, everybody listens. You can feel that, you see that, and then he can tell you good stories and help you out, and you don't get discouraged because he done seen it all and been through it all. And that's what I loved about Dick LeBeau, and what I appreciate a lot about Vic. And he's able to show us the mistakes to be able to correct, and then if we make them, show them some other elite guys doing it as well, and understand it's okay, but we have to learn from it, and I appreciate that.
On the side, cornerback, where do you historically play more on, left or right?
I done been everywhere. I done been left, been right. I done traveled the number ones. I done played inside. So I think that's the best thing about that's why it's called corner. It's not left corner, right corner, it's corner. You can put me on the field corner, the other corner, you can put me outside on the corner on the street, you know what I mean? It's still going to be the corner. It's the same thing. So you just go out there and understand and embrace that when you're out there, you never know what may happen, but you should always be prepared and be ready to go.
In the spring, you caught Keele Ringo that could take up since you spent the spring with him now, you're part of training camp, what are you noticing about him on the field and how much he's progressing?
He impresses me a lot for the fact that he's 6'2". I always say he's 220. He might say he's not that big, but he can run a 4.2 any given day. He can wake up and just run that fast. And I think that's very impressive to me. And for him to be as composed and to be as humbled as he is. You would think somebody, when they got all those tangibles, they'll be an arrogant person, but he is very humble. He helps me out a lot when I have any questions. Like I said, I didn't know he was from the West Coast. He's from Arizona, so to be able to talk to him and have a similar lingo and similar connection that way is always better. And I appreciate him a lot for being able to help me out and vice versa.
What's it been like going against Devontae and AJ, two of the top receivers in the league on a daily basis?
Oh, man, I love it. I talk to those guys every day after practice, whatever it may be, ask them what they was thinking here, or if I do this, what you thinking, or vice versa. So I think just having that, as I said earlier, iron sharpen irons, just helps bring the best out of you, and you have to embrace it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you understand if you're going against two elite receivers every day, they're getting you ready and prepared. And it's a quote that Jordan says: "You don't go in a game or go in anything fearful or worried because you put in the work." And if you put in the work against those two guys, and hone in your craft and be confident in yourself to go out there and do it day after day, and understand, as Dick LeBeau used to say, or Deshae Townsend, they get paid to make plays too. But at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and compete.
Here, has there been any coaches, players that have kind of talked to you about how they want to get to another Super Bowl for guys like you that haven't been a part of one?
I mean, it's one of those things that don't got to be said. You can just tell by how they work, how they approach the game. When I first came in, I tell them, whatever y'all want me to do, need me to do, willing to do, I'm going to do it. I mean, obviously, I got the foundation, everything laid out. I just want to show y'all that I'm a part of the group, and I'm buying in, I'm bought in to whatever you guys, whatever the formula is. So you don't really have to say much. You can just go out there and see how they work. Okay, cool. I got to do that as well. So I think that's the great thing, that even though that they won, it's not them walking around like, yeah, we won a Super Bowl. It's like, all right, well, shit, let's keep working. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep finding ways to succeed. And that's what I love the most about it.
What did you know about Quinyon when you were first coming to Philly, and now that you've spent several months with him, what has impressed you most about him?
First time I actually seen Quinyon, we was watching tape. This is when I was in New York. And I don't know who he was guarding. I can't remember the team, but I was telling the guys in New York, like, man, I ain't really seen a rookie hoop like this. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing this thing. They looked at me crazy, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then actually meet him, see how mild-mannered he is, how cool he is, humbled, hard worker, very smart, and just a good dude. I think regardless of what everyone does on this field, the thing that I appreciate most is that everybody is a good person, and they welcome me with open arms and just show me love. Like I was a long-distance cousin at the family reunion. Cuz was, you know what I mean? And it's good to have that feeling, and it makes you appreciate not just them, not just the organization, but ball itself.